Well, our next guest spent 2 years researching the topic of her new book. She spent time interviewing former hostages and negotiators to pen the critically acclaimed thriller, The Freedom Broker.
The book follows international kidnapping expert Thea Paris, who travels to recover her father after he was snatched off his yacht in Santorini on his 60th birthday. And KJ joins us now. And as Jeff mentioned, it was a particular hostage story that inspired you to write this story.
Absolutely. I had the great pleasure of meeting Peter Moore, who was the longest held hostage in Iraq, almost 1,000 days. Peter was taken with 4 British military gentlemen, and sadly, only Peter survived. And one of the ways he kept his mind active during captivity was that he was chained to a radiator for 6 months, and he stared at the wall, and there was cracks all across the wall, and he designed an entire train system in his mind that he was able to replicate when he came back home on paper. So a fascinating gentleman, and that kind of got me interested in kidnapping in general. There are over 40,000 reported kidnappings every year. And that means
right around the world. That's an amazing, it's a staggering number. And you actually got so involved with this, KJ, that you came up with some tips on how people can stay safe when they're abroad?
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of the top ones, if you can, try not to travel alone. You become more of a soft target when you're alone. And if you have to travel alone for business, make sure that you talk about your colleague or a spouse back at the hotel so that people don't think you're alone. It's a great time to make up that perfect imaginary boyfriend. And also, airplane safety. Believe it or not, the safest place to sit is the rear of the airplane. Over the wings in the middle is the next safest, and then sadly, from a security standpoint, first class is less safe. So
funny, ironically enough.
So when you're stuck at the back of the bus, you won't feel as bad. And also, make sure you count the seats from wherever you are to the emergency exit, because it could be dark when something goes wrong, and you'll want to be able to find your way out.
You also say avoid local taxis.
Yes, that's a really interesting one, isn't it? In certain countries, obviously. There are many places in the world where you're more than safe to be in a taxi. But some of the hot spots in the world, you should definitely talk to your hotel about hiring a car, because your safety is worth the little bit of extra money it will cost. And taxis are a great way for kidnappers to get their victims. Once you're in the back seat, think about it.
Some words to the wise from author KJ Howe. The book is called The Freedom Broker. KJ, thank you so much.